And the larger opponent that is hanging over this team in so many different ways is Father Time. The Warriors, should they win tonight and avoid 2 more games against Houston, that's like a half a game already going into the win column in the next series, whoever the opponent's going to be. That's how much I think extra games matter to a team that is this long in the tooth. The Warriors have a chance to close the door on the Houston Rockets. And I really think they need to take this chance to close this series out right here and right now, not necessarily to get through this series, but to get through the rest of the playoffs. Now, I'll also say Houston has "don't let them hang around" written all over them. They're just young and dumb enough to believe that a win tonight can springboard them back into a chance to win this series, which mathematically it could and would. It would. But you just want to handle this team. You just want to handle this team for 2 reasons. And look, every single time the Warriors are going out and playing basketball, from here on out, they're playing 2 opponents. They're playing the opponent that they're playing, like who's ever in front of them. The team that they're playing is their first opponent. But then the larger opponent that is hanging over this team in so many different ways is Father Time. And not burning a single drop of extra fuel is the only way the Warriors are going to stay on the lead lap of this postseason, much less actually cross the finish line in first place. Not having to play extra games is absolutely at the center of any equation anyone wants to come up with to how did the Warriors win the entire thing that year. Not burning fuel in throwaway games. They got to do it. Curry has historically been very good in Houston. And it's funny, you know, in the last rousing win that the Warriors had, Curry was kind of along for the ride more than he was setting the tempo. It was a huge game out of Brandon Podziemski. It was a great game from Draymond playing with 5 fouls. Buddy Hield showed up and contributed in very, very important ways. Jimmy Buckets left his, fingerprints all over that one too. Curry, though, when you need someone to come in here and say, night, night, nuit, nuit, to everyone, that's the man who gets it done. So a huge game out of Steph Curry tonight is right at the center of the Warriors closing this bad boy out. Beyond that, playoff Jimmy and War Daddy Draymond obviously need to report for duty. No screwing around at all. Get those guys into their modes. I need locked-in Draymond, locked-in Jimmy Butler as much as we've needed them in any game this year. Podziemski and Buddy Hield. Let me tell you, man, neither guy had a particularly impressive regular season. Both of these guys have shown up in the postseason in ways I wasn't even expecting, especially Buddy Hield. So keep it up, keep it going there too, and I'm still waiting for the big Quentin Post game. Probably it's a lot to ask for, but I still think Quentin Post is one of the biggest dogs on this team. The way he tried to dunk on Steven Adams in Game 4 of this series was absolutely beautiful. Didn't happen. Didn't quite flush it down. But God, that was awesome. I'm waiting for a big Quentin Post night. Every game the Warriors don't play in one round is a half a win that I'm almost banking to the next round. The Warriors, should they win tonight and avoid 2 more games against Houston, 2 at worst, 1 at best, that's like a half a game already going into the win column in the next series, whoever the opponent's going to be. And I would say every game that they got to hang around dealing with Houston, you can take like a half a game's worth of victory away from them in the next round. That's how much I think extra games matter to a team that is this long in the tooth. The NBA is going to put the Lakers on the free throw line 30 times tonight because with all the rating success, there is no greater promise of rating success than Warriors-Lakers. Steph Curry versus LeBron is absolute ratings gold for this league. Steph Curry versus LeBron seems to be, the second round matchup that would have a chance to command a larger audience than the actual NBA Finals. The Lakers have not done their job. The Lakers have not held up their end of the bargain here. The Timberwolves, with the scrappiest Anthony Edwards you could ever see in your life, are in a 3-1 lead in this series. So they're, the Lakers have a big hole to climb out of here. We know that Adam Silver would like to see the Lakers go through. We'll see how much that affects officiating. Again, the Lakers go to the free throw line 25 times a game anyways. With all those ratings on the line, it feels like, 30's not out of the question. I got to tell you, too, I really don't care who the team that the Warriors have to play next is, but it is more special. Therefore, it would be less special if the Timberwolves got through than just LeBron and Luka. I mean, that's as much star power as you can put on a basketball court. LeBron, Luka, Steph Curry, Draymond Green. You got Jimmy Butler. You got Steve Kerr. JJ Redick, not podcasting, but actually coaching. He's done a hell of a job. He really has. That would be fantastic. I want that to happen. And another reason why I want it to happen is because if the Warriors were to put the Houston Rockets to bed for that to happen, that means the Lakers went to and won a Game 7. And that is exactly the kind of fuel I would like to see either of next round's opponent be. Not that the Warriors are through, all due respect to Houston, but I like their chances to reach the second round. Based on everything I've seen in this series so far, let's go ahead and have that other series go 7 games. Ideally, the Lakers would come out of it. I also think the Lakers would be an easier team to physically handle for the Warriors than the Minnesota Timberwolves, who just can throw an awful lot of size at you still. I'm interested. I'm interested in that series going 7 games. So let's see if that can happen. That will help the Warriors along the way. I guess the real question tonight in Houston as we watch this game together is, well, I mean, maybe it's not even a question. Like, we kind of already know the answer, right? Jonathan Kuminga. I guess there's really no reason to sit around and wait to see what happens with Jonathan Kuminga. Is there a weirder situation than the one that he exists in right now? Because it really seems like if one is true, the other happens. If Jimmy Butler is playing, Kuminga is a coach DNP. If Jimmy Butler can't play, Kuminga's going to start. Like, that is as opposite sides of the pendulum as you can get, but that's where Kuminga lives. Not playing tonight because Jimmy is, or Jimmy Butler isn't playing, therefore you're starting. That's really weird. It's almost impossible to explain. And you can talk about on-court fits and, the collective plus minuses and blah, 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 blah. Like, I just think the Warriors need that young athlete out there. Is he going to be dialed in, playing perfect basketball all the time? No, but neither are the Houston Rockets. You can get away, I think, with a little bit more errors of youth against Houston than you might be able to against other teams. I also just think that losing Kuminga as a player mentally is the wrong thing to do. There's something in him still that matters. I can't believe that it's, either you are starting or not playing, and that's the world he lives in. It's nuts. Thanks for watching. Tune into the Damon Bruce Show live on YouTube every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.